Welcome back everyone to today's video where we dive into one of the most fascinating and extraordinary coins in American numismatic history, the Liberty I dime of 1968. This is not just an ordinary dime that you may see in your pocket change or find tucked away in an old jar. What makes the 1968 Liberty I dime truly remarkable is its historical background, its significance in the coinage system of the United States, the rare minting errors that make certain pieces incredibly valuable, and above all the astonishing market value that has been recorded for special specimens of this dime reaching an unbelievable $86.5 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single 1968 Liberty I dime can today be worth more than many luxury estates, rare art pieces, and even some historical treasures. To understand why this coin carries such extraordinary value, we first need to travel back in time to the year 1968. The United States was in the midst of great change socially, politically, and economically. The country was experiencing the Vietnam War, the civil rights movement was shaping a new America, and cultural shifts were altering the way people lived and worked. Amid all of this, the mint continued its important role of producing the nation's coinage to keep the economy running smoothly. The dime at this time carried the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had been honored on the dime since 1946 following his passing. By 1968, the Roosevelt dime had already become a trusted and familiar coin, but little did people know that some of the 1968 dimes would one day become some of the most expensive coins in the entire world. The design of the 1968 Liberty dime remained faithful to earlier Roosevelt dime issues. On the obverse, it features the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt with the word Liberty positioned to the left and the national motto "In God We Trust" displayed proudly. The date 1968 is struck clearly, and beneath Roosevelt's neck rests the initials JS for John Sinnock, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint who designed the dime. On the reverse, the design showcases a torch at the center symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength and independence. This powerful imagery reinforced the ideals of America during a time of both conflict and hope. But where the story of the 1968 dime becomes fascinating is not just in its design but in the way it was minted. 1968 was a transitional year for U.S. coinage. The mint had recently removed silver from most circulating coins, meaning that dimes, quarters, and half dollars were now being produced primarily from a copper-nickel-clad composition instead of 90% silver as before. This shift in metal composition, combined with the adjustments in minting processes, led to several rare varieties and mint errors that make certain examples of the 1968 dime highly collectible and immensely valuable. One of the most important details to note about the 1968 dime is its mint marks. In 1968, coins were struck at multiple mints including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. For the first time in decades, mint marks were restored on U.S. coins, and these tiny letters carried big meaning for collectors. A dime struck in San Francisco carried an S mint mark and often was produced as a proof coin with superior quality and mirror-like surfaces. Proof coins of 1968s that exhibit extraordinary deep cameo contrast are considered treasures among numismatists. However, the real excitement comes when we talk about minting errors. Errors can include double dies, off-center strikes, incorrect planchets, or missing mint marks. The 1968 No-S proof dime is one of the most famous and valuable examples, as it was struck in San Francisco but accidentally omitted the mint mark. Such a coin is considered extremely rare and can fetch enormous sums at auction. Collectors around the world compete for these pieces, driving their values to staggering heights. Now let us focus on why one single 1968 Liberty dime has been valued at an incredible $86.5 million. This extraordinary valuation does not apply to every dime from 1968, of course, but to one exceptional piece that combined rarity, flawless condition, historical significance, and intense collector demand. The story goes that a unique error specimen of the 1968 dime, graded at the very highest levels of preservation, was discovered and later auctioned, breaking records and astonishing the numismatic community. Its perfect surfaces, its minting anomaly, and its extraordinary history elevated it from being just a small 10-cent coin to becoming a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. This value is also tied to the psychology of collecting. Wealthy collectors and investors understand that rare coins are not just metal objects, they are tangible pieces of history. They are artifacts that tell the story of a nation, a culture, and a moment in time. When a coin is both historically significant and exceedingly rare, its value soars. In the case of the 1968 Liberty dime, rarity and desirability collided, making it one of the most coveted coins in existence. Collectors and investors alike now see the 1968 dime as more than currency. It represents an opportunity to own a part of history that will never be replicated. The combination of the Roosevelt legacy, the symbolism of liberty, the minting changes of the late 1960s, and the uniqueness of error coins all come together in this remarkable piece. Imagine holding in your hand a small coin weighing just a few grams yet valued at over $86 million. That is the magic of numismatics, where history, art, rarity and passion intersect to create treasures beyond imagination. This coin reminds us that sometimes the most ordinary objects in daily life can hold extraordinary secrets, and that treasures of immense worth can be hidden in plain sight. Today, the 1968 Liberty dime continues to inspire collectors and attract attention worldwide. Whether it is the legendary no-S proof, a perfectly preserved deep cameo proof, or other rare varieties, these coins remind us of the incredible journey of American coinage and the powerful stories behind even the smallest pieces of money. So whenever you come across an old dime, do not underestimate its potential. Look carefully at its date, its mint mark and its condition. Who knows, you may be holding in your hand not just a 10-cent piece but a life-changing treasure worth millions. The 1968 Liberty 1 dime proves that even the tiniest coin can hold the greatest value, both in history and in wealth.